Good morning, everyone. It is 8:39. Welcome back to CW Iowa Live. Lou and Jackie here, along with a couple friends.
A couple of very special guests with us this morning, as we are downright proud to salute wonderful organizations we have in our community, including the Des Moines Community Playhouse, who has another fantastic production taken to the main stage that we had to view all the details on. So, of course, we have to have John Vyers in studio with us. Great to see you. And Karen Schaefer, who you just recently saw on the stage with Steel Magnolias, but in, I would say, one of her best roles, and that is being playwright and an author, and you have another spectacular show hitting the stage.
Yes, Choices, the Des Moines Playhouse is producing my second play. It's called Choices, and we're so excited. It goes up this Friday.
Very good. So let's take people back in case they don't realize, but you've already had an original play on the Playhouse stage.
I did. Back in 14, we did Girls Weekend, and I was here 3 years ago, stomping that one. And recently it was picked up by Dramatic Publishing, and it was published.
How about that?
Wonderful.
I know. It's so surreal.
How does that make you feel when something like that happens? You knew it was good when you finished it.
I hoped it was good, but at that time, until you start listening to audiences and hearing them laugh and doing that kind of stuff, you don't really know. And then it's so hard to get things published. It really is. You have to produce it outside the state that you're originally from. So it has to be anywhere in the United States, just not my home state of Iowa.
Didn't realize that.
And it has to be successful. So it's not that it's produced, but it also has to be financially successful before Dramatic Publishing or any publishing company will take a look at it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, John, how does this feel? You guys are always great about putting an incredible season together, but how special is it when you're able to get a local playwright and get their product on stage?
Do you know, when our organization started back in 1919, it was 3 original plays. So it's in our DNA. That's what we do. And we've done that over the years many times. It is so different as a process. We had new lines last night, and we open on Friday. So, Karen just say, "Well, that's not working. Here, do these," and the actors say, "Sure, why not? Yeah, why not?" So
you're fine-tuning still.
It's a developing thing. So the fun is that you're there and you have input, and we see what happens and make adjustments. And Karen said today, we're freezing it. No more new lines tonight. And I'll call you about that.
Let me know how that process works. We still have a couple days left until opening night. Now, Karen, if people are familiar with Girls Weekend, is this kind of, are we expanding upon that, or is it completely different?
It's completely different. Girls Weekend was a farce. This is a romantic comedy. And if you know theater, you know those are completely different genres. So it is still a comedy. I still like writing in comedy, but it's not as slapsticky as Girls Weekend was. It's more situational. Compare it to maybe Carol Burnett or Mary Tyler Moore or something.
Put it in perspective then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the premise behind this?
So the premise is Liz, who is played by Lindsay Darland, has been recently widowed. Her husband passed away 5 years ago. And in that time, she has become successful business-wise, financially. Her son has moved out of the house. He is married. He is successful now. And so her friends have decided it's time for her to find a life partner.
Okay.
And they do a little finagling to make that happen. The 2 guys find out about each other and decide that they've got to take matters into their own hands, but Liz flips it a little bit and takes it back in control. So if you've ever been in a situation where you've had 2 men fighting for the attention of one female, you realize it kind of gets...
I love the name of her cupcake shop. That is brilliant.
Isn't it great?
There you go.
So where did this idea come from? It's not often that we get to talk to the actual playwright of a piece that's going on the main stage. Where did this come from?
So I was going back to my Girls Weekend roots, and I'm still wanting to show women currently how we perceive them now, the people that we see in our neighborhoods, in our grocery stores, in in the people we work with, those kind of things. And so with that, you have women who are in their 40s who are starting their life over.
Right.
And what that would look like when they start dating again. So I wanted to create a situation where a woman was trying to travel that path and how that would look. So that's where Choices came from.
Now, did you have any people to inspire you for this, or did this just come out of your head?
This one came out of my head.
That scares me even more.
I play a game of what ifs to come up with the storyline.
Right.
So those what ifs lead me to the situations that we create on stage. Now, I will tell you that several of the characters in the show do remind me of some of my friends, but they would probably not be in this situation.
Now, you mentioned Lindsay. Who else are we going to be able to see take the stage starting Friday?
So, John, who else do we have?
Lindsay's in the show. Heather Tregeser is in the show. Peter Dean, Gabe, our guy from Gabe, the former wrestler. And, yes,
That's his name.
He's our fight coach.
Okay, good.
A new guy. Here,
Thompson.
I need to do this.
Here,
Gabe
you
Thompson.
look. See if you know.
Lindsay Darland, there we go. A new woman to the stage, Maggie Tatone. I call them all by their cast names and do that from the beginning. So Heather Tregeser and Ian Shields plays a waiter who kind of keeps things going throughout. He's a very funny guy. A lot of new people on the stage.
Which is wonderful.
Yes, several people who've been here many times before, and we're looking forward to the opening.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what are you going through right now? Because obviously this is your baby. Anxiety, anxiousness, delight. What are you experiencing now as we head into the opening weekend?
I am so excited for an audience to see this story. This is a great group of actors. We have an amazing crew that is very involved, and I think the Des Moines Theater goers are going to enjoy what we've created with our crew also. And I just want to hear the laughter and see what works and what doesn't work. Yes, there's a little bit of anxiety, but mostly I'm just really, really excited.
How long of a period of time was it from the spark of an idea until it opens on Friday?
Oh my goodness. I think it's probably been 3-4 years, John?
Wow.
I think so. I think you had it cranking when you did the last one.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and it goes through a process of readings. We did 1 or 2 readings at the Playhouse, and they had private readings of the show just to see how it was developing and making changes. But it really takes on life when you have people moving and creating the situation. So this is the great moment for us, putting together an original piece. It feels different. It feels like a really creative, collaborative process.
And it has to make you feel proud of the talent that we have here in our community.
I'm very proud of all of the people involved. The Shift crew helps make this play happen, and more so than others, they have their own identities. They're part of the story, and they have an attitude toward things. And so we're probably going to put them in the curtain call because they're actually characters in the show.
They're that much a part of it.
A lot of stuff moves around very fast, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, if you want to see what they're talking about, folks, you have to get your tickets to Des Moines Community Playhouse. The production is Choices, and it opens up this Friday. If you want more details, John, where should they go?
They should stop in at 831 42nd Street. We're open at noon. They can call 515-277
6261.
dmplayhouse.com, and if none of that works, smoke signals.
There you go. That works.
Yeah.
How much do you love seeing world premiere? I absolutely love seeing that for this production of Choices by local Karen Schaefer.
So, Karen, are we going to have cupcakes on Friday?
I don't know. What are we
You
having?
think you might have to?
What are we having? Well, I like gin.
Gin and cupcakes.
Gin is good. Gin-flavored cupcakes. There's an interesting fact about the show. It's all about food, and no one ever takes a bite of anything in the show.
You gave away the secret, John.
Wait, there's one more spoiler alert. Almost all of the scenes start or end in a restaurant, or they're in a restaurant. and they get served, and nobody ever pays for anything.
Any other secrets you want
That's
to
why
tell?
they're not eating, because they don't want to have to pay for anything.
There's more things you can look at when you go see it.
Unbelievable.
Right.
We are downright proud to salute wonderful organizations and great theater that is happening in our community, and why not celebrate local theater done by local playwright as well, Karen Schaefer. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
On this opening.
Thank you
This
so much.
Friday, go see Choices. John Byers says so. It's
I
happening
say
at Des Moines
so.
Community Playhouse
I'm the one.
starting this Friday. You're watching CWI Live on KCWI Channel 23. We will be right back.